Welcome back to another episode of We Grown?
Question mark.
I'm your host, Sean. I'm starting on my left this time. Here's Moyo,
Turn up.
Jess, and welcome back, Javi.
Woo, 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 woo.
Welcome back.
Like my awkward wave.
I mean, it could be a queen
A
wave.
queen.
That is not how you do it.
What? That's how you
Boy,
do
you
it.
gotta keep that hand straight.
Everybody cups it and
You
leans
just-
it back a
I
little.
don't know what this was. But we'll practice. I don't think that was it either.
No, that was actually nice. Hold up. Like you like.
It was a
ooh,
little
you look-
wiggle with it, right?
Yeah. Like,
Wiggle,
you,
wiggle,
like
wiggle.
no. Don't do it anymore. You ruined it.
I mean, well, we're going to start off like we usually do. First things first. What had you feeling grown? Anybody?
I had my niece, her daughter, for her birthday, and I realized I don't have all that energy that I thought I did.
Not the energy.
We did like port discovery, so that was fun. We got to run around and all of that, and then like we get home, and I'm like, whew, whew. So it's time to open gifts. So we're opening gifts, and I like set up a tent and everything for her. So like it's like a small tent, and so she's like, let's crawl in and out of the tent kind of thing, and I'm like, girl, whew, getting a little tired now.
If I crawl in, I ain't crawling out.
Pretty much. So like I think just realizing like keeping up with a 4-year-old is different on this side of 30, unfortunately. But I think I'll get my strength and my energy up for maybe when we have our own kids. But it was fun. It was still a lot of fun though. It was a lot of fun though. It was I like the fact of like having a kid is like an excuse for you to do kid stuff. Because
True.
while we were there, we definitely were like,
Yo, Port
all in.
Discovery is
it was so much fun.
so much fun.
So much fun.
I
We
used
did
to
a lot of
love
fun
going
stuff.
there. I spent the night at Port Discovery twice because I was in the YMCA.
Oh.
In
I
middle
didn't know you were
school.
able to do that.
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
was thinking. I'm like, what?
That's
Yeah.
like on Abbott Elementary when they went to the
It's
museum.
100% like that,
yeah.
and it was
Where
so.
did you sleep?
I slept under the slide.
You just take your sleeping
This
bags.
doesn't sound
My
like
parents
you
didn't
were
let me do
supposed to
stuff like
at
that.
all.
I mean, you got to sleep anywhere.
Yeah, I'm saying my
Yeah.
parents didn't let me do overnight stuff, so I never got to
Same.
do it.
I
But
surely did.
it's a
Same.
thing. It
Yeah.
was a thing. I don't
It
know
was,
if it's
yeah.
still
You
a
just
thing.
slept under the slide.
Yeah, and that was like hot spot. Like people were fighting for that spot, and I was
I'm
like,
sure.
"Y'all get your own slide. This is my slide." But it's you just
Sean
gotta
was
be
getting
careful.
sassy with it.
Yeah, I was. I
"This is
was
my
like,
spot. What are you talking
I
about?
would fight you, but you gotta be careful because when you wake up, there's a slide over you, so you can't like get up too quick, or else you crack your head.
Mm.
But yeah, that was it, man. It was so.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's even a thing anymore. Like,
It definitely has to be. They did it on Abbott Elementary.
yeah, but just being like, oh yeah, your kids are just gonna sleep wherever they want in
Why
this
not?
big old
Yeah, because
building.
it wouldn't be any beds or anything. They're taking sleeping bags
Yeah.
and like
I don't
this
know,
is
maybe
the
parents are too
area.
sensitive for that right now. Like, I don't know.
I feel like it was like by floor. I mean, because you had like, all right, boys on one floor, girls on another
Yeah.
floor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
but they
guess
weren't
that-
having us like. I mean, it's not like I was in my sleeping bag and I slid down like, wee, I'm on the next floor. Hey guys, like I wasn't in the slide. I was
Mm.
under
Under.
the slide.
Okay.
I feel like it's legit.
Yeah.
I feel that like that's really cool, but I just like I feel like I could like what? How old are you?
That was middle school.
That's not that bad. I was thinking elementary.
Oh, I stayed at the Maryland Science. No, the one downtown.
I know which one you're talking about. Yeah, the science.
Is it
museum.
the Science Museum? Yeah.
There's no way this is a thing.
I
Like
stayed in the Science Museum as well.
that is not a thing anymore, Sean. There's just no way. That's like I've never heard of anybody say they've done stuff like this. There's no way.
It
kids
might
are
not
so-
be a thing anymore because there's so many like I feel like people wouldn't trust it first of all. Like
Mhm.
my parents didn't trust it, but there were a lot of parents who were just like, if you can keep them, keep them.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think these days people aren't as like trusting with their kids.
Mhm.
Just
There's
being,
so many things I could.
go wrong.
I mean,
wrong.
there's so many things that.
I mean,
coulda
yeah, but
went
like
wrong
back then it was more like
You were more trusting of
Yeah.
people that were in.
People didn't believe in kidnapping. Even when that man
That's true.
was in Maryland killing people, like the serial killer, kids were still outside by themselves playing.
I was.
I was too, and I was like,
I know. I was just looking out for them white vans, like, oh shoot, Jalen, we better duck. Wasn't even a white van. I
I'm
was like,
envious
"Man,
of that type of freedom, but
oh, I was like, not that experience.
no, not
We were
that.
always-
Oh, you think I was about to say I'm envious that you got to experience the white vans trying to kidnap you? Like, I wish somebody would kidnap me. No.
It was terrifying. I mean,
it wasn't terrifying. We didn't know any better.
I definitely.
I feel like
was terrified.
now we know better looking back. But I don't remember being. Well, I remember being
I
a
was
little bit scared, but it didn't stop me from being outside.
I was scared.
So why did you still go outside?
I had to still live my best life.
Boy, you wasn't scared enough
I mean,
because
okay, I was scared.
Neighborhood kid
Yo, because I
problems.
remember we were in school and then we got on lockdown and we were on lockdown for hours. Like past school. Like, school ends at 3:00. We were on lockdown till like 4:30. And people were peeing on themselves in the classroom.
Mm-mm.
Cause,
What?
because they were like, you can't leave because
Oh,
there's a
dang.
sniper.
Oh my
So then
gosh.
you're like, well, shoot.
That
So
was the
then,
DC sniper one?
yeah. So
Oh.
people were just like
I remember being
peeing.
scared
And
of
then
that
I
a little
remember
bit.
like running home, taking off, like balling, just ga. Like I'm gonna make it home. So then I got home, and then the next day they were like, "All right, you back at school?" And I was like, "Well, if I can go back to school, then I can go outside and play." But Jalen, we gotta watch out for these white vans because this man about to shoot us. So we
Yeah.
be playing, and then it was like,
I do remember
Hi.
that. I do remember the DC sniper. I feel like I remember being scared a little bit, but I don't know. I think because I lived in the country, I was just like, he ain't coming out here. So
I don't know.
What
I always
is a DC sniper?
a serial killer.
But like, how hard was it to stop the guy? Like,
oh, I mean,
it was very random.
it was,
and he was all over the place in the area.
and it was him and his son.
but you think if it happened today, would it have been stopped much quicker than like?
I mean, we got cameras everywhere now, so
Yeah.
I feel like it'd be
Okay.
a lot easier.
I mean, this
But
was when
then it was they were on the run for like more than a month.
it was a
maybe
while. I mean,
yeah,
this
it
was
was a while.
2002, so it
I
was
wasn't even
definitely-
alive.
Bruh.
What
You
had
could
you
read
feeling,
and
bro?
write.
What had you feeling grown? All right. Like, we over here running from middle school, and this man is just
Inside
in a
of a
sack.
bus.
like or an egg, whichever came first. So thank you,
That's funny.
thank you for that.
Thank
You're
you for
welcome.
that. What have you feeling grown? You all, ladies and gentlemen, you just witnessed it.
Live. Javi.
How do you even segue?
On that note, now your fans, they love you
Mm-hmm.
and they want to get to know you
On a personal level.
on a personal level.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm very transparent, but there's definitely questions that could like.
I don't even know what you just said. Honestly.
Like I think I'm very transparent,
oh, that's what you said.
but that's also my own perspective. So it's like, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, I thought you said some
Transparent
religion.
and vulnerability are two different things, though.
That's true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
We
very
could
true.
start off easy.
Let's
Yeah,
start
let's
off
start
easy.
off
There was
Right.
the what's your favorite color?
Mm-hmm.
Black. I love wearing black. I love the way it looks on me. Goes with everything, and that's why a lot of my covers are at night. I really love like night vibes,
Hmm.
like, with like hints of color here and there.
Okay. What's your favorite food?
Arepas with
Mm.
huevos revueltos, like scrambled eggs, but like with tomatoes and cilantro and not cilantro. What am I talking about? And and peppers.
Are you one of the people that can't taste cilantro? Like it tastes like soap?
Not if you want.
Are you
to.
saying
I've
this
never
is
heard
like-
that. Like,
Yes.
Oh yeah,
I
that's
can
like
taste it.
It's a genetic thing.
Yeah, certain people have a gene where cilantro tastes like soap to them.
Soap?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
How do you all know what soap tastes like?
You eat
Everybody knows what
cilantro.
no, but I feel like everybody knows what soap tastes like.
Yeah, you definitely. Have you never had like?
Like, has it like got in my mouth?
Yeah,
Like, when I-
yeah.
Because when I was younger, but it's like a like rubbery type of like. I don't know. It's just like
Just
soapy.
tastes like soap, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I
I
mean,
don't know.
cilantro
If-
would taste.
I
like
don't think so because I'm assuming the people that taste soap would just not want it right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I
So,
mean, if
yeah.
it tasted like soap to you, you wouldn't eat it.
Mhm.
Okay, so then I don't think it tastes like soap to me because I get it. Yeah, I actively eat it.
Fans, if you were wondering, if he
As the
tastes,
soap gene,
he does not.
I don't have the soap gene.
He does not.
You can go to sleep without wearing it anymore.
A question many of your fans have asked. This is we grown after dark. It's like no. They want to know your relationship status.
Oh, I'm single.
Mm.
I'm single. I love being single. Well, no. There's moments where I'm like, man, being single like sucks, but like other times I'm like, but you realize the amount of cons. Like I have to go back in my memories, like, oh, this is what you hated about being, with somebody. And I feel like you really, especially now, like what I'm doing right now, I feel like I have to be so like focused on myself and give myself so much time that like it would completely like get in the way of the relationship. Like I don't feel like I'm unless I find somebody that completely understands, which is going to be really hard.
Yeah,
I don't think I'm at a point where I can do that.
that young artist life for you, for
Come
real.
on, self-awareness.
Right. Okay, so if you were to get into a relationship, like your ideal partner.
I feel like I'm in a hot seat. Like
I mean, you are. I mean, you feel free to counter back. Ideal partner, like what's some traits that you're looking for? You would look for, not that you're looking now.
I feel like I'm young and I'm still discovering, but as of now, I love when somebody is is self-sufficient and. What are you laughing at? What are you?
I'm so sorry. It's just I keep laughing because I waited for you to say like a woman that's whatever, and then you keep saying like somebody. I was like, oh, he's keeping them
No.
on their toes. Like they'll never know.
I said a person.
You better tease them. Doesn't matter how you identify.
No, I like this in everybody.
Blowing
like,
his cover.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna edit it out. It just
He's like out here teasing them. There you go. That's how you build the fan base.
I know. So I was just like,
He said somebody. He didn't say a woman.
so it just was making.
I have a chance.
I'm like, why is he laughing? Like,
I was holding it back from the last question so bad. I was like, man, I did really well. Crap.
No,
I'm sorry.
when I say I like somebody's because I like this in friends as well and family members. I like when they're independent and they they can do their own thing without needing somebody. And they're well off. Like I think it's so important to be happy by yourself. Because you can't seeking that in a relationship is just not gonna work. You're just gonna drag the other person down, and I don't, I've been in that situation. I don't, it's not fun. And I want that person to also understand that I'm happy on my own, and that I do my own thing, and I want space and time. Like I don't want to be texting you all day. I don't want to, I got stuff to do.
I'm trying to make it out here.
Listen.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like. You shouldn't have enough free time where it feels like I became your hobby or your passion.
I'm sorry, yes.
Thought that in your soul.
Right. Like, ooh.
I dated somebody like that and I was like, ooh, this is not gonna work.
Yeah. And I was like, I should not be your main source of happiness. Because then, nah.
You sound so wise beyond your age.
I think it's because not that I've been in so many relationships, because I haven't. I'm very selective, and I also I don't know, just I want a lot of time to myself, and I can sense that me and the other person are very different. I feel like it'd be so hard trying to find somebody who's like me. I don't know. It's so because I'm not the type to party and all that, and there's definitely homebodies out there, but it's I don't know. It's finding the right type of homebody. But what was I saying about the relationship? I was saying something before that.
Oh, I'm sorry. Before I interrupted you.
You wanted them to be self-sufficient, independent.
Yeah, that's pretty much the basis of it.
And that their
Um,
life doesn't revolve around like you. Like you're not their hobby. Like they have
Yeah.
things outside of you.
Yeah, no, I definitely don't. You know, I also like when somebody is, um, they take care of themselves. You know what I mean? There's, I mean, like I don't want the person like I don't need them to go to the gym every single day, but I'm saying like they keep it in mind and they want to look good and they want to I think this is very important. And it also like I think the discipline from taking care of yourself affects so many other things in your life. And like the more I understand like my own fitness, like how I operate, like the better things go for me because my schedule is so much more like it's so much more organized because it's like I need to do this, I need to do that. Like it's the same way like going into a workout routine. Like I need to hit this, I need to hit this, I need to do this, and then like that. Then I'm like, oh, I've been taking like the mindset of this needs to get done even though I don't feel like doing it into like the real world and doing the actual things I need to do.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of routines, the fans want to know.
I love this
What's
segue.
the skincare routine?
I don't have a skincare routine.
You just tell me you don't dry your face with.
Oh, you
I
one
mean,
of those?
You don't wash your face with the same rag that you wash your body with. I mean,
He's saying yes for those.
Oh
that are
yeah, I'm
listening.
saying yeah. Oh, now people know that. People gotta like internalize it. Okay. I do. I think that's just how I was growing up. I remember the first time the word or the two words face towel was ever presented to me. I'm like, what is that? And that lady, it was my friend's mom, looked at me like, what do you mean you don't know what a face towel is? You're telling me you use the same towel like to dry your body? I'm like, yeah. Like to me it was so normal to respond like, duh. And she just like, I don't know, it was just weird. And she's like, oh, okay, and then just left.
I dry my body with the same
I
towel,
dry my body
but
with the same
wash.
So why
with
are you?
something
Wait,
different.
so-
You mean
I-
wash?
I-
Like
I
wash
don't.
with something
I
different?
wash with
Don't.
a different towel.
What do you mean
You
you
don't what?
wash?
I
Wait,
dry-
you
I
take-
dry my face with paper towels. I don't use
I'm
a
talking about
towel on my
drying.
The
face.
whole paper towel.
He's
I
talking
use
about
my
drying.
hands.
He
No,
uses
I use like when I wash my face, I have a face wash. Well,
like
I
a,
have,
a
like, I
face
have a-
washcloth.
Yeah.
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 I just use my hands. I don't.
You don't exfoliate at all?
I
With-
use one that everybody craps on. Every girl I've been with has been like, ew, why do you use that? It's the Neutrogena. Why am I like acting like I'm sponsored or something? It's like this Neutrogena
That has like something in it.
yeah, it's a facial
Okay.
cleanser with like grapefruit. but
Oh,
it's
I know
like-
the pink grapefruit one, bro. That Jones been rocking for like what 20 years.
I mean, if it works, it works.
No, exactly. Like people, were, like every girl's like, no, you need to use CeraVe. You need to do this, the blue one, this exact one. And I've tried it, and it's like, dog, this don't work for me. Like my skin
Yeah.
started breaking out like instantly,
Yeah.
and it was like, nah, this pink one, this joint, like I need to stop listening to you guys. Like I need to listen to my body, and that's
Yeah.
like the thing that has worked.
You gotta
But
preach.
it's every day. It's every shower at night. I use that, and then like I make sure to moisturize my face. And
What do you
that's-
moisturize with?
I just switched that up recently because I just used to use whatever. That's kind of worked, but there's some that don't work. You know, I'm still like learning how to take care of my own like skin because I was on Accutane before. That's the big old secret. That was when it was quarantine. I had like cystic acne, like it was really bad. So I had to go on Accutane, and that sucked. But like, cause like I would get chest pains because of it.
Oh.
Like it'd be like
Oh,
joint
jeez.
pains because of it. There's a bunch of side effects, but like only some will hit you, and that's what I got. And like my whole back was like white spots everywhere. It was just white. This looks really disgusting, but the improvement from before and after, because it was like I had to do like 9 months because I missed a month or two. Like my face was like completely clean, like way cleaner than it is right now. Like it was like perfect. Like it was crazy. But obviously that doesn't last forever. Like you're gonna get pimples here and there, like any normal
Yeah.
person. But yeah, but then like since I had that, I didn't really do skincare routine because like I could literally like just rub dirt on my face and my face would be fine. So it was like that for a while, and then I realized like, nope, it's going back to normal. So I started to taking care of it. Yeah. No, that sucked. It really did suck because then it's like, oh, you're not getting compliments on your skin anymore, Javi. Dang it.
Am I not glowing anymore? Get out.
Has it faded away? But yeah, I used to use this whatever I would get with lotion because like I was I've been cheap and like $13 on a thing of lotion, like that's too much money. But I recently got Cetaphil. Is that what it's called?
Mm-hmm. I know what you're talking about.
It feels good on my skin. It doesn't feel harsh. It doesn't feel greasy or oily. I go to sleep with it. I put it on my face before I wake up. But I was used to not putting lotion on my face before, and my skin like tends to get really dry really fast. So yeah, but ever since I've been doing that, I've been fine. It's just when my skin's dry that it starts breaking out. Yeah. Or when, of course, when you eat something that's not that good for you.
Be the food too. People
Yeah.
forgetting that part.
Yeah, no, for sure. No, the food affects so much more than just your face. It's like your sleep and everything. Oh my gosh. I guess since moving out, I've been learning that more.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I remember we talked about that.
What did we talk about?
About how food affects you.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't remember this convo at all.
We have a lot of we talk every day.
We do talk all the time because I need to kill time somehow. Why you say that like, oh, you're just there to entertain?
Right. It's like I be dealing with all these other people, and then here come Javi.
I know you be using me the same way though, like
sometimes.
That's what you're like. 13 questions, go.
Yeah, okay, like, well, I say that, and then you start, and then I lock, leaves.
No, the last one we had was what's your go-to pair of socks?
Oh, I should have brought them down.
You should have brought. Was that the cheese ones?
Cheese ones. They're upstairs.
I was trying to wear the ones I told you about, the Adidas ones with the like that are really soft, but I only had one. I couldn't find the matching.
Is hilarious.
Ooh, do you wear matching socks?
Like every day or like?
Yeah, every day.
Yeah.
No, I mean not everybody does.
Not everybody. I do know some people that don't wear matching socks.
Yeah, we do too.
And to me, it's just so like it's
a conscious decision that they don't want to.
No, yeah, and it's like it. I have a friend. Well, he does wear matching socks, but he'll wear any sock that is like completely out there. Like he has like Frosted Flakes, Corn Flakes, neon green, and it's just crazy. It's like,
a lot of socks like that too.
But it's crazy because his style is so like simplistic. Yeah. Like it's simplistic. It's just the socks that just stand out.
Yeah,
razzle dazzle.
Like even his shoes are just all black out like Nikes. Like they're not nothing like they don't stand out like that. It's just the socks.
Like Air Forces?
No. It's like athletic, like gym shoes almost.
Oh, okay. I'm like,
not the black Air Forces.
No, it's not black Air Forces.
I wore black Air Forces to the middle school.
You had black Air Forces, Sean? I can. That's so hard to believe.
Well, I stopped wearing them because when I went to the middle school, they were like, "Mr. Sean chose violence today," and I was like,
"Yeah, black Air Forces mean they were fighting energy."
Yeah, they were like, "Dang, you feeling okay, Mr. Sean? Like, we don't want no smoke today." And I was like,
"So you stopped wearing them completely?"
Well, I was like, "Dang, is this how?" So I wear.
Do you feel powerful with him?
I mean, I'm a teacher. Like
you know in Spider-Man 3 when he gets like the venom on him and like he feels like he's like this guy, he feels like he's him. Yeah.
Maybe. Walking into the computer lab. Shut up.
You can't mess with me.
I mean, they could, but what was the next questions? Next few.
Where do you see yourself in 15 years?
15?
Yeah, somebody asked that.
It was like going from like 5 to 10 to 15, but like I don't know. I feel like there's like a part of me that doesn't want to answer that because it's like I kind of want to
leave it open to where.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was trying to say. Like, yeah. I guess I don't know, but like whatever it is, I'm gonna try really hard. Like there is no. To me, it's not like I'm making this so I get a Grammy one day. It's like. I'm making this because this is what I want to do and this is what I want to put out and this is what I think will resonate with my fans and et cetera. It's like to me, it's not. At least right now, it's not like this is what I want. This is not like all these awards. Like right now, the goal is like, Javi, can you live off of this like type of thing and like be happy because that's the main thing. Like living off of it and be happy.
Yeah. Kind of reminds me of like what you were talking about in the last episode where you're just like you were having that point where you were dealing with like all the expectations of like this is what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to go to school. You're supposed to get a job, and then you have this passion that you want to pursue. and that goes against what you've always been told. So, like, to think of like life is always being planned out, and you're so used to adults always telling you like have a plan, like to then be okay in 15 years this is the plan versus like pursuing my passion. That's literally my plan.
Yeah, I think when you treat something like a hobby, it doesn't. I'm gonna use video games for this example, but like you don't like people who are good at the video game that they like are amazing at. It was no like, oh, I play this like 1 hour every week. This is like obsession type level, and then they get really good because they have the desire to get really good. That's the type of thing. If I knew I'd continue doing that and treating music as such a small hobby, because really the time wouldn't have permitted me to do more than that, it would have just like my improvement wouldn't have been like I wouldn't be at the point I am right now in producing. Like it's you have to be constant. Yeah.
That's real.
What influenced the new earring?
I always wanted like something on my right side because it feels empty. You know when you taking a picture, like you on Snap, and then like you gotta make sure you show off the earring on one side. Like you got something, or you're just gonna make me feel like I'm the only one.
No, I mean that's why I got a whole new. That's why I ended up getting as many tattoos as I had.
Oh, okay.
Just feeling unbalanced.
Yeah, that's how I felt about it. Cause like I feel more like I already have like a kid face, I think, right? And like this being like having my ears both bare felt like it didn't help, right? And I feel like then I was just able to balance it out. Cause I do like this earring, but I was like, I don't know if I want to get another earlobe one. Also because I lost the pair to this one. But then I always thought like the helix is cool. Cause this is I want to have a hoop here. But, you can't get the hoop. That's the first thing. So, I don't know. I just feel balanced now.
That's real.
That don't hurt, didn't it?
It was way more than I expected.
Yes.
Like,
that's the one that cracks?
Hmm?
That's the one that cracks when it gets done?
I think you might be talking about the conch.
No, that's like here, too. Anyways.
I don't think it cracked for me, but like...
Maybe
like, I'm good with needles. And I'm good with all of that. Like, I don't really, I'm not fazed by that. But this felt like something was like, imagine if somebody was pinching you as hard as they could. Like, that's the type of pain it felt. And even when it was already in, it just felt like that for the rest of the day. Yeah, it's like, the earlobe wasn't, like, bad. But, like, that makes sense because it has more cartilage, It has more meat to deal with. But this one, it was just, like, straight in there. And, like, but I really liked how it came out. I think it looks cool, so.
Yeah, I know we got a little sneak peek on the gram.
Yeah, I don't know. I was being like when I first got it because I didn't post it till like a few days later. But I was like, I'm gonna just keep it low key.
I know he was hitting it like, huh? Every so often.
That's how it be. I remember when I got this year, I was just always showing off, like making sure it was out there.
Like, you see it? It's too
What
funny.
you say?
I'm like, dangle a little bit.
I'll probably get more in the future, but I don't know. I think I hate dealing with the healing process. It's really annoying. I'll be forgetting. Like I'll be in the middle of my like you'll be about to sleep.
And
Like, I did not clean it, did I? And then you have to you have to go back and then go to the bathroom, clean it, and then you have to like be in that motion to try to get to sleep again.
And then when you're trying to when it's like fresh and then you turn on it and you're like, let me turn back.
Nah, yeah, I can only sleep on one side right now, so my neck has been like not feeling the greatest like the last week.
That had you feeling grown?
It had me feeling grown. I don't know. I feel like I'm late to like the whole piercing thing because everybody was allowed to do it before. I had to do this behind my parents' back, the first one.
Ooh.
But yeah, I felt like I was late to the whole piercing thing. I would probably gotten these like way before. I want a second earlobe here, maybe a helix. I don't want to do too much though. I feel like there's a level, but I know people will say like getting a piercing, you just want to like get another one. It's the same with tats. Like you just want to get more and more.
Yeah, it is. Much happens. I have both, so I know.
When did you get your first?
First grade.
First earring.
My first earring was in first grade.
No, I meant tats.
Oh, I was like,
I was like,
yeah, my first earring.
I was like, no way you got a tat in first grade,
my
Sean.
first tattoo was in 10th grade.
That's still young to me.
Yeah, I think it was right when I turned 16.
What'd you get?
This one.
Chicken noodle
you
soup.
picked an open spot.
His chicken noodle soup.
Get out. It's my initials on the bottom, and it says visionary.
Okay, is that with your like Enneagram?
No, that was. I mean, that's before I even knew about it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So then I got another one. I have an ankh on one of my arms.
An unk?
Yeah.
One of your uncles?
Yeah, it's Egyptian.
Oh.
I have. This one says imagination, and I have some more Egyptian.
You think you struggle getting tattoos? Or do you, like, in the sense, because I know with me, like, if I were to get a tattoo, I'd be like, I would struggle so much, like, I'd be like, what if I don't like it? What if I don't,
That's why I haven't gotten one.
I feel like in the beginning, that was a thought.
Yeah.
But honestly, like, I wouldn't even know that I had a tattoo now. Like,
Yeah.
I don't realize I have tattoos until someone, like, points it out.
Dang.
I mean, because they're just part of you. Like, you see it every day. Like, it's not like they feel like anything.
Yeah.
I mean, so it's just like, they're, it's in your vision every time you look at yourself.
Yeah.
So
I know if I got tats, it would probably be a lot of, like, Renaissance art. Maybe, like, stuff from, like, mythology. Like, I love tattoos of cherubs. Like, I don't know. It's just so cool. It's so cool. It's like the sketch kind of drawings. But those take, like,
wow,
people that are, like, skilled in that. Like, who do specifically that.
It, I mean, I like my tattoos. And I mean,
that's good then.
You were interested in them, at least once upon a time. You were.
I feel like I know so many people with like, well, older than me that have tats, and I don't think I ever really ask much, but I do like observe a lot.
Yeah, and I mean, it is interesting because people do have tats and they have different reasons of getting them and all. I mean, different meanings behind it. But I feel like people that have them, it's not something where you just think about like.
Well, you ever look at a tattoo and you're like, why on earth would you get that? Like, not you,
Yeah,
not on you specifically. I'm saying like on other people.
I have. I mean, I've looked and I'm like, oh, that's not a choice that I would have made. But
oh, but you respect it.
yeah, I mean, like, it's your body. Like,
Yeah.
what's that got to do with me?
Yeah, that's right. But
I mean, the other day I saw that this person had a tattoo. It was a watermelon, like when it was closed on their armpit, and then when they opened it up, it was like the inside of the watermelon.
Oh my gosh!
And I was like, oh, that's so cool. I was like, I wouldn't get it, but I was like, oh, and then someone had
There's a cool like idea with it. It's like the butterfly, but it's spreading the wings. But that's a butterfly, not a watermelon.
It was a full watermelon. And then someone had like, it was like a line, and it was a 3, and then they were like, and it was like a 3 jumping on a trampoline. I don't know. It was really weird.
Oh, I've seen one of those where it's like they flex it and then it.
Yeah, but I wasn't that
I mean,
creative.
you do
back
what
then.
you want, but
Right. So, another question that came up was, does it jiggle?
I don't know, like what? There's many
don't
things
know.
that could jiggle.
It.
Gotta be more specific.
I don't know. I've lost weight, so it probably don't jiggle as much as it used.
I can't. I would have went to. Never mind.
Next question.
I think one of the questions I saw was, what are your hobbies outside of music?
I feel like music has consumed so much of it because there's so many different like music is a hobby, but there's hobbies inside of music. But outside of music, I used to be really into FIFA and playing FIFA a lot. I've had phases of like different hobbies, but like I like let them go over time and then I'll come back. No, ping pong was one. I used to play soccer a lot. Like soccer was like the main one. I played that all the time. When I was growing up, it was like basketball, but I'm trying to think what has been like Nah, I can. It's just like music. It's just like because there's just so many different aspects inside of music. It's like there's so many instruments you can learn, so many things you can look at. I'm constantly watching. I guess YouTube could be the hobby, but I'm
Yeah.
always looking at live performances, uh, people recording in studios, like tips and tricks and doing stuff. And it's just I don't know. It's just like a whole world of things, and it's so cool.
Yeah.
So cool.
What about hanging out with people? Like,
Oh, yes, I guess I do that. Um, but I think me and my close friends at least are very like we talk all the like every day, not like constantly, like in the group chat here and there, but we don't see each other as much as like people would probably think. We see each other like maybe once every 3-4 months,
yeah.
but we're really close. But that's how I feel like that's how it be with your closest friends. Like you don't need to be talking to them like all the time to know that you guys are still friends. Y'all are chilling. If y'all need anything, y'all just contact each other.
Yeah.
That's how it is with them. But we get it. And every time there's like winter break or summer or something, like it's always like, yo, what's the moves? Like, because we know once things like kick back in and we gotta like we don't have time, we're not gonna be able to do anything.
Yeah.
Ooh, what's a typical day in your life?
I wake up like 45 minutes before I have to be at the work parking lot. I go to work. I talk to Sean at work. I talk to other people at work. I drink 2 cups of coffee a day. I started using the Keurig instead of buying Dunkin' Donuts. And
You're just telling everybody that, huh?
Huh?
That's your advice for all the young kids? Buy a Keurig.
Well, because
I don't think
all of them complain to me like, oh my god, like I've spent $30 on coffee this week or more because like this guy's buying 2 cups a day and then you're buying this $5 coffees each.
Yeah.
So it's like, and then they're complaining about like, oh, I don't have money, and I'm like, well, stop buying $10 coffees and just get a regular cup of coffee.
There's some people that won't listen at all. Like
how long it take you to get that?
Well, so before the reason I had started buying coffee, like the way like it was because I had moved out, and my mom has her own thing going on. She don't even use half and half. She used creamer. I don't like creamer, especially the French vanilla stuff. No. But before I moved out, I would make coffee all the time. But then I started like, oh, this is something like people do, like because I see it at work. But then I gotta realize these people are older than me and make way more money than me. Like, of course they can afford this. Like, why do I think I can do the same? So I stopped buying the Dunkin' and I was like, look, you're at a new office. The Keurig is like 5 feet away from you. Like, you can use that. So now I use the little filter thing, because I don't buy the cups. You know what I mean? I buy the thing where you can put the coffee inside the glass, so it's way cheaper. It's like
and it's eco-friendly.
Yeah, so it's like $4 for like the refillable thing, and then you buy the coffee. It's like $6. So it's like and I'm probably gonna have that can. It still looks full. Probably gonna have it for like another 2 or 3 months. Like
it lasts.
Yeah.
I mean, and the only reason I say this because like I was also in college and I was going downstairs and I was getting my coffees just like y'all were. And then like when I looked at how much I was spending on these coffees, I was like, oh, I was like, dang, I really am spending all this money on coffee every single day. Because I was going down there like sometimes I would go down there 2 times a day, and I was like, yeah, I just spent like $40 on coffee. Starbucks. Yeah,
and I had like my order down pat. I was like one of them like superstar thingies on Starbucks app, and then I'm like, how much money am I just throwing away at Starbucks?
Right. Yeah. I mean, and then like with me, this tummy, it ain't it. I be having that coffee and I'm like, oh no. I was like, well, now I'm spending all this money for it to be coming right out. So,
nah, yeah. I also don't get nothing fancy. Like whenever I go to coffee shops, I don't be getting nothing fancy. So like, to me, it's the same thing, really. But yeah, I do that. I get out of work. Like that walk now. Be walking like speed walking. He was like, "Oh, he's doing something. Like he's on a mission." I promise you, they don't care.
Looking like that cat driving away from work.
And then I finally find my car. And, I drive back home. I get home. Sometimes you need that nap. I'm not a nap person. Do y'all take naps?
Man, I would love to take naps.
I take naps when I can, but if I work from home, I can get a nap in.
Mhm.
If I don't, then I can't.
I'm really bad at naps. Like I can't do it.
Yeah,
Like
it's all or nothing.
If it's something on a Friday, then like, oh, we gonna go out. Like, let me get this nap in.
nah, I don't even think I could do that. I'd be too excited. Like to.
I'm grown. That's why. Like Friday, I'm like 9:30 hit.
9:30.
I'm like, why we still up?
I think yeah. It's just with naps. It's like I have to be completely sleep deprived to like really get that nap in. Because like it's another thing. Like I need to function. Like this week when you're fighting to be awake and you just cannot function at all, and you have stuff to do.
Mm-hmm.
I also think I have that like that type of like it's in my mind. Like Javi, you have stuff to do. Like whenever I'm trying to take that nap, I'm like, you don't got time to be doing this. Like you don't. So
brain running.
Sometimes you can set, like, I might not fall asleep, but I'll set like a 20-30 minute alarm and just close my eyes. And that's enough.
I guess that's what I sort of do because I wouldn't say what I'm doing is napping. I don't feel like I'm
It's
sleeping.
just
you know?
resting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I kind of just do that, and then I get back up, and then I'm either going to the gym or I'm doing, I'm producing music. I'm working on content. I feel like even though I'm taking a gap year right now from college, I have never been busier. Like, yes, I took off like a load of like stress that I had from like the school,
Mhm.
but I have filled it with so much more, and I'm doing so much more a day. And it's constantly like I'm doing something. Like it's not the same thing every time. It can change up, but either I'm talking plans with my manager, I'm working on content, I'm writing down hooks, I'm writing down like the strategies that we're gonna follow, what's coming up the next few months, or I'm doing the sole thing which takes up the most amount of time is producing music, which takes time,
Mhm.
But yeah, but like at the end of the day, I enjoy doing it. Like, it's not like every day it's like super fun, but like I enjoy most of it.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, and I use the gym to, I guess, decompress. Yeah, because I don't like being home all the time, and the gym feels good. So I sleep around like 11.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's not my life
It's
ain't like
late.
that crazy. It's like
Sounds like my good time. I just be up, but I be doing stuff.
like late at night. Like
I'm more of a night owl than a morning person.
okay,
personally, so
I would say
getting
I
it
was like
done-
that too. Because when I was like under him, I would work. I would be making music till like 4 in the morning, and I didn't wake up till 11. Oh, is that too much of a?
I don't know if I'd be up to 4. I
Mm.
usually I can hit like 2. I would say 1 is probably my median.
I guess it's also because like I was doing homework,
yeah,
and then after homework was like, oh, I get to produce music, so I was like excited about it.
Yeah,
Was
I
that
get
the
that.
order?
Huh?
Was that the order?
Was that the order?
Yeah,
Such
was
a
that
good
the
question.
order?
That probably wasn't.
Yeah.
It was probably like, oh, forget about your homework. Do it like do it
Exactly
last
what it
minute, right
was.
before class, and then
Exactly.
But yeah, no, it's nothing crazy. And then when there's stuff that has to happen, like shoots and cover shoots, and we do that. But a lot of it's like, I mean, I guess it's teleworking because I'm just at home most of the time doing it. But yeah, if not that, I'm rehearsing with the band, and that's fun. But I guess it feels like a social event at times. We goof off so much.
Yeah.
Like it'd be so funny because we're all just different people.
Mhm.
We're all kids just playing instruments, but we each have our own personalities. Like they're hilarious.
I can imagine.
Absolutely. Like our drummer last time, or the bassist was getting upset. This is so random. But they were goofing off, and the drummer, like they would start playing something together, right? Like songs that they knew,
Mhm.
like because they just have that telepathy. And Jack, the drummer, would start playing a different song on purpose to throw the bassist off, and then he kept doing it, and the bassist like, it's only funny after the first like few times. Now it's just annoying.
Stop
Yeah.
bothering me.
No, but they're both like hilarious. Oh my gosh. Jack has like an insane like he should be a voice actor. His voice impersonation, like they're so good, extremely good. He can sing like the guy from AC/DC. Like
Really?
it's actually insane. He has way more, but he actually hits notes. He's a drummer, but he can like he sings as a joke, but he's actually hitting the notes.
Yeah.
Mm.
I was gonna say if usually people that do like voice like that can do voices, several different voices,
Mm-hmm.
they can sing really well.
Yeah.
Like I think of what's the guy from Family Guy? Seth.
Oh yeah, he was on Logic's song where he
Like-
sounds like Frank Sinatra and it's like crazy.
Yeah, like and he sings so
Yeah.
well. It's just very diverse.
Yeah, I think when I started trying to sing, it was a lot of trying to impersonate my favorite songs and how they would sing it,
Mm-hmm.
and be like, "Oh, my voice isn't as soft, or is this not as light, like, as cool?" Like this is like
Yeah.
in impersonating it until you like get your own voice.
Yeah.
It's a lot of it, yeah.
How'd you meet your bandmates?
Whew. Okay, Jack, I knew for a while because he was a friend of a friend. And then when I had first started making music and we were doing open mics, that's crazy. We don't even do open mics anymore. It was like, because those open mics are like 10 minutes and like you play 2 songs. You
Mhm.
play 2 songs and then you're done. And then you watch everybody else and you just meet. And most of those people are like, they're older people playing folk music. So we would go up there and like it would just be like this loud electric music and they're like, whoa, what are y'all doing? But some of them are really supportive of it. But Jack I had known from that point, and I absolutely love Jack. He's like one of the most passionate like musicians I've met. And he loves what he does. It's crazy, and being a drummer, like you have to carry so much around.
Yeah.
But he does not care. He like we would have like I'm telling you, we would have these 10-minute like sets or gigs.
Mm-hmm.
He would bring his whole kit just for that. You know how much luggage his parents would have to help
That's a
him.
lot.
Like, he has a car full of stuff because I just have my guitar on the pedal board, so like it's not that bad. But he's carrying all his stuff, and it's just for them 10 minutes because he loves playing.
Nice.
Like it's crazy, and like I absolutely admire it, and I love being with people like that that are
Yeah.
just as passionate
Yeah.
about music. And then like when he plays songs, you can see he's just passionate. Oh my gosh, I love watching him play, and it's hard because like I have to do stuff myself, like play guitar and sing,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and I can't pay attention completely. But if I was in the audience, I would just look at him and be like, "Bro, what you doing?" Like you can tell he's like a kid having fun. Like I absolutely love that.
Yeah.
But so he's been with me for a while. And then by the time I had the New York, I had to open. So this is the first time I did like a show. Like I was opening for somebody. I was like, okay, I need to get serious and get like a proper band. So the bassist, he like, I'm still friends with him and he's still friends with Jack, but he had to like fall out kind of because he was like trying to do the Air Force and the Coast Guard. I think he got into something recently, but he was basically like not going to be able to be as committed
Mhm.
as he was. But it was cool. It was all love, and he was very understanding. But then I was just looking. Like I felt like it was so hard to find musicians, but I hit up a friend, and then he knew his cousin who knew these 2 people because I need like the guitar is not easy. The
Yeah.
guitar and the bass on my
Mhm.
songs are like difficult. It's like funky. It's a lot of
Mm-hmm.
if it's on
Yeah.
guitar, it's a lot of like strumming. You have to have a good right hand, and if it's on like if it's on the bass, you have to do slap, and you need to know like, and a lot of like funk basses love their fills, they love their runs, and I like to me it was like if I could just find one person that can do this, and like it was a miracle. I've like this guy named Alex and then Jose. They pull up, and I'm kind of just doing auditions, but they really like impress me. Like Alex knows the chords that I'm talking about, which is weird because like a lot of the chords I have taken from like neo soul and bossa
Mhm.
nova and all this, but like he's really well, even though it's, I guess at first it was unusual, he was able to adapt really quick. So you could tell like he's been playing.
Mhm.
Like he also has like a couple cool guitars. So he's cool with that, and he's he practices as well. He's like he really likes playing these songs. And then Jose, he has a brother that's in the jazz band at MIT.
That's cool.
That plays the keys, but but they both learned theory together at one point because they're friends, Alex and Jose. But Jose has a 5-string bass. It's a Jackson, and it's a like he's good. Like he's good, and it's like it makes me happy because it's like he gets it. You know what I mean? And they're just as ambitious about this because like when we did the New York thing, like we only made like $5 each of us off of this, and really we didn't make that because getting to New York was like $55 each.
Right.
So, but they were passionate. Like they didn't care. They weren't.
Yeah.
They told me they weren't like they just
Yeah.
wanted to play live music. I'm like, that's so cool. Like you know, having people like that. Because for me, it was also like that point. Like I just want to have experience. Like
Yeah.
but yeah, they're really passionate. Really funny group. We're all like the same ages. Jose and Alex are like a year older. So we like make jokes, like making them feel older than us, and they'll be like, "We're only a year older."
Is there anything you want to let people know about, or
I have questions for you guys
Oh yeah,
'Cause
let's
I
do that. Yeah.
because it's just cool, like seeing the friendship. Could get toxic in this room. What is, and this is for each of you. You gotta just tell me what's your favorite trait about the other person, and what's your least favorite trait about the. I feel like you guys have probably done this before, but or no, and what's your least favorite trait about that person as well. So whoever wants to
Who's
start can
starting?
start
I don't want to.
because I feel like you
I
can
can
learn.
start.
Go ahead, Moya.
I'll start with Sean. Favorite. We have talked about favorite traits a lot.
Yeah.
So I think I've always said, basically his creativity and ability to basically do anything. Like if Sean wants to do something, he's gonna figure it out. So
Mhm.
he bowls, he sews, he draws,
Bowl?
he does everything.
Mhm.
He does mini golf and wins like anything he goes into, he's like, I'm not great, and then he beats everybody, and it's just like, stop. But yeah, that's my favorite trait, even though it is annoying when he downplays it, because I'm like,
Mhm.
if it was me, I'm gonna be like, I'm about to beat y'all, just want you to let y'all know,
Sometimes
and then I
don't
would
be
win.
knowing.
But he
So
doesn't.
you don't try like that. You just kind of try it. Like
Some things I know I'm good at, and then some
Yeah.
things I try, and then I was like, oh okay.
He's
Like,
good
it
at
worked
everything.
out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I know what you mean.
I mean, like there are definitely times where I'll be like, I'm good at this. But if
Are
I'm
there?
not, like, yeah, I feel like there are things that I've been very confident about. Like when we play Catan, I don't think you've ever heard me be like not confident. Like I'd let you know very factfully.
We
like,
also didn't know how to play, so
I mean,
that's
I
different.
worked with y'all. But the next time, you like even the last game that we played where I was just like, this isn't it. Like I don't got it this time. I did get it, but that was just a fluke. But yeah, I'm not. Yeah.
What's your
My least favorite trait is that he is not confrontational, so things linger.
Not at all.
Things
See, you see me at work though. It's
That's,
different.
I think it's a different. Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, and I don't like unspoken issues. Like put it out there so that everybody's on the same page.
Yeah.
For Jess, again, I feel like I've said this a million times. Favorite thing is she's similar to Sean but in her aspect is that she knows a lot of things. So she may not be able to do it, but she can give you the knowledge. And then least favorite thing is I think that Jess has a little bit of only child syndrome that then impacts the way she sees things. So she could find fault in something you're doing, but then do the same thing. But it's okay when she does it, but not okay when you do it. And
She's called you a hypocrite.
But I can't like I've witnessed it happen.
Oh, but
to
you
myself.
like you'll admit it. Like
yeah. I've definitely seen it happen to
and
myself.
I think I don't think that she is fully aware when it's happening. So you have to like call it out.
yeah.
And again, similar to Sean, she's non-confrontational. So she'll rather be petty than to confront something. Sean isn't petty though. But Jess will be like, she'll in her head be like, I didn't like this thing that happened. So now I'm just going to roll my eyes every time I see that person, or I'm going to, and I don't like that. I want people to address stuff on like.
Yeah, I don't like trying to figure
Yeah.
I think it's the same way like dating. Like I just don't like. I don't like
Guessing.
having like this guessing game. Like, what did I do wrong? Like, what
Yeah.
is this like whole thing? Like, I want you to tell me. Like, I want you to like, I'm the same with my friends. If there's something they did that I don't like, I'm very confrontational. What?
Yeah, and I have to deal with both of them, and it's very hard because sometimes they're mad at each other.
Yeah.
And they will not say it. And I'm just like, I don't want to always be y'all mediator. Y'all need to figure this out.
Yeah.
But I'm telling both of them so that they can figure it out. And then they don't do it. And then I have to have like an intervention to be like, hey, let's get this figured
that must
out.
be annoying. Like, I don't even want to deal with this. This is not even my issue.
Yeah, it's not my issue half the time. And when it is my issue, I'll be like, hey, this is my issue. And they'll be like, that's my worst trait.
I feel like Moyo's confrontation comes out differently because I feel like for me, I speak for myself. Sometimes I have to figure out what it is exactly, and
so you'd be upset and not even knowing what you're upset at.
That part, I have to peel back the layers. I'm like, okay, what is actually me, and what is actually the situation, and what is actually the other person. And in the meantime, yeah, I might be petty. I might,
but that's crazy.
I mean, but for Moyo expresses it off the cuff, and so when she expresses it off the cuff, it's just like. It can be a little harsh when it comes off the cuff. So it's just like, dang, like tell me what it is. Like, be vulnerable versus just off the cuff telling me what made you mad. Like, what is behind what is making you mad versus like, dang, you don't do this or dang, you da-da-da-da. Like, tell me like what it actually is versus like coming at me with why you're automatically mad. But I do love the fact that she does not care who it is. Like, I've actually been working on that this year of like, I'm not going to shy away from confrontation. I've been working on that. I've been working on not shying away from confrontation, regardless of like the whole respectability thing. Like, she doesn't really do respectability politics, and I admire that about her. And like, I've said it before on another podcast, like she's very wise for her age. So those are definitely things I admire about her. But yeah, is
it for my age anymore? I feel like I'm the age now.
I think for your age, because I think other people like older than you listen to your advice. Like, people way older than you like take your advice or take in what you say and be like, she kind of right. But yeah,
I think there's like she like gives off like a very like wise demeanor. I didn't mean to make you feel like you're in a third party, like talking about
it's fine.
you, but like it's a very wise demeanor. Like, I can see what you mean by like why older people would like take her advice.
To her. Yeah, for sure. I think it's definitely not like something that is. It's not common. Like, it's not like something that you can learn. Like, wisdom is one of those things where it's just like, it's not really something you learn. It's something that you kind of like gather from experience and from life. And it's not that she's had to go through things or to experience all of these things, but she's just she's just taken it all in and processed it in a way that has provided her with the wisdom to know the difference of, you know, this or that, or to make a better decision. So yeah, for Sean, definitely the same thing as far as like he does. I feel like I've said it in college, I'm like, he's lucky. Like, things just happen for him. Like, things, and not in like he doesn't have to work for it kind of way, but like, he has an affinity for things to happen the way that he like speaks for it to happen, or the way that he wants it to happen. And like, I've always admired that. Like, he's very confident in his own ability and skills and has like walked that out. Something that I don't like about Sean, I think the way he's vulnerable is different than what I'm used to. And so it's hard to deal with it sometimes, because it's just like, I'm like, be outright vulnerable, which I think is the same for both of them. Like, I expect people to be like, so this is like who I am. Here's my inner thoughts, my soft and squishy parts. And they're more so like, it's more guarded, I think. Because I think I might be a little more squishy with my friends. Like, when I know like, oh, we have a relationship, there's trust, all of that. I'm more forthright, I think, with my squishiness. Unless it's like.
So you think Sean is not? or you think he is?
I think he's not. He's not as
He's
squishy.
not.
He's not as
Okay.
squishy.
Really?
He will share it.
He seems like it.
He's very forthright with sharing it, but it's just the way that it goes about sharing it.
So you
is
think
not
Sean
the
be
way.
acting tough, like about like what he be going through, right?
He doesn't
He doesn't share
open
it.
up unless you ask him.
You have
And
to ask
Okay.
the right
I
questions.
think we talked about maybe it's not out yet, but we talked
It
about
was
like
with Jasmine.
we
Yeah.
talked about basically I don't even know how to phrase it now.
So when Jasmine was on, she said something. I think she probably feels a similar way to you, whereas like I see Sean be vulnerable, like
Yeah.
but
At the same time, I don't though.
so and I think it depends on the way it's
Mhm.
how you look at it. So like my vulnerability. So like if it's something, typically it's like me working something out
Mhm.
with you versus like me telling you this is how I feel.
Mhm.
And I think you've experienced that too, where we've talked and it's like you might see something like unraveling as we're talking about it,
Mhm.
versus me just being like, "Oh, I'm sad,"
But
or
I don't
feel this
ever.
way.
I don't ever feel like. Of course, I tell you about like if I feel like something's bugging me, right?
Yeah,
Like I'll rant to you like all the time. But I feel like I've never
Uh-huh.
had a rant from you. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
And
Oh,
neither
yeah,
have
yeah.
we though. We haven't, and we're his close friends.
Yeah.
He tells us things after it's
He's
already
processed
done.
it.
So it's like, well, we didn't even
Yeah.
get to experience it with you or like hold your hand through it or like
Oh, never
Yeah.
mind, never mind. There has been rants, but it's been like work related. Like it'll be like, no way, this person just did this, right?
yeah,
Like
yeah,
Yeah.
it'll be
I'm-
one of your students, and it's like,
yeah.
and
I
I'm
feel
listening, I'm just laughing. I'm like,
and I feel like it's like situational. So like it's typically like because I process things, but then sometimes it's like quickly, sometimes it's not quickly. So then like at work when it's happening, you're getting it like live action, like right then and there.
but I also feel like it was a build up because you didn't drop it like when you dropped that info on me. You dropped on me like so much info,
yeah.
like it was a bunch, and I'm like,
But I feel
there's no way, like you just didn't tell me any of this. And
Like,
I was,
but it's one of the ones where it's like figuring it out as I go.
yeah,
So like it might be building up, but it's not like something that it was to the front of my head. It's in the back of my head, and then as I figure it out, like usually it's right then and there. It's like an unravel,
Yeah.
and then when it's done, it's done. So then it's like if you're in that moment with me, then you'll see it. If you're not in that moment with me, then I'm like, I've already made it through this. The hurricane is done.
yeah.
I don't need to
I
go
feel like,
back
but you also
into the
maybe it's like
hurricane.
you feel like you don't want to be a burden for other people. You know what I mean?
I can see that.
Because I feel like I feel that way at times, but there's obviously like I have people that I can talk to about these situations. There's other people who's like I don't think they care as much. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like people, but there's also to an extent you also don't want to be like too much for this. Because I think also being part of like being a man, like man up, like suck it up, like it's like that part and dealing with it, and it's it can be difficult, like balancing it because it's like to me I think I grew up being very, especially because I grew up mostly with my mom, so like I would go back and forth, but it was like 2/3 my mom, so like I was like very emotional and like very like sometimes like I would act how my feelings were, like it was I wasn't guarding it, and I guess as I've gotten older and I realized like, oh, my close friends are guys, like these are like we don't be crying to each other like that, you know what I mean? Like it's different, but you learn, I guess you become more accepting of each other and finding who is the right person to do this to.
And I feel like you take the vulnerability in a different way than what it might be shown as how people typically would see it.
Yeah.
Like you interpret it, like you probably interpret it the way that your friends would say it. And it doesn't necessarily have to be you crying your heart out right then and there. Like that's not how the vulnerability is shown in that moment. Like if that makes sense. And that's how I am. Like it's not going to be I'm crying right here and then you're going to see this. It's more so like it comes out in different things that I say. And then, but like, I am very guarded in that regard. So like, if I say something and then you say something that like might, like it's basically testing the waters. Like I'll put something out and then it's like, nope. Like
I think I've noticed you do that.
But
like
with you and like the program, it's different because like our roles. Like there's kind of like a
Yeah.
boundary thing. Like I'm there to support y'all, not necessarily the other way around.
Yeah.
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 So like some of the things that I go through at work, like it's like, well, I can't really share these with y'all because it affects the whole program.
Well, no, but like,
or whatever.
I don't know, especially now that I'm not your student, like talking, oh, it's felt like this for a while. Like it's never like a lot of our talks like aren't work related, like specifically. So like I guess to me, I still feel like you were supporting me in a way, but like I still don't see that side of you. But it's like it also sometimes feels like, oh, I guess he just has like nothing going on in his life, like he's completely fine.
No. I mean, there's stuff that goes on.
Yeah. I guess I'll get like slithers of it. Like
I think it's what Jess said. It's like if you ask,
Yeah.
I'll tell. If you
have to
don't
ask
ask,
the right
then it's just
questions.
Yeah.
like, okay, well you're not interested, so I'm not gonna.
it's
tell
so
you.
weird because like with me, it's like I don't know what else to say to you. Like I'm gonna just like say what's on my mind, and that's whatever's on my mind. I just speak.
Yeah.
And that's how I am.
Yeah.
It's like you gonna know. I there's no way of me really hiding a lot of like what I feel or what I'm going through. I may not have all the words for it,
Mhm.
so I may be frustrated, but you're gonna know. So it's just I've come to respect it, and especially understanding like that's how he is.
Mhm.
So I just try to put forth the effort to work with that. But yeah. I would be lying if I didn't say I didn't like.
I guess I just
have to ask questions.
more wouldn't want a person to like if that's how you are, like that's cool. I
Yeah.
just don't want the person to like think they can't open up to anybody or like to
Yeah.
not feel like a burden if anything's ever open. But I don't think that's the case with you.
No,
Yeah.
it's not. And a lot of it is like, it's just the way that I open up.
It's just
Yeah.
Like
who
I
he
open up, I
is.
think it's just different than how other
Yeah.
people open up. I mean, so like,
I married somebody similar to him, so I'm like, I'm at this point, I'm just like, you're
Uh-huh.
accepting of it, and you learn to work with it.
Yeah.
yeah. Like I feel like I could probably open up to Ronald, like her husband,
Uh-huh.
in a way where like that was deep, but then it wouldn't be like
Like a
taken
sob
out
story.
of a,
Like
yeah, like he would understand it in
Yeah.
a way that I meant it to feel, like without. I don't know.
Like,
It's really
oh,
hard to
poor
explain.
baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Your turn, Sean.
Right. I do not like these kind of questions at all.
You don't?
No.
Do you feel like it's like a
so like yeah, it's like so invasive. Like trying to peel back my life. here.
working on the confrontational bit right now?
Right. Moyo's very strong. I mean, I've always loved that. She keeps like us together,
Mhm.
and she's always very supportive, like of everything that we do. So that's always been.
It was like the big sister of the group, kind of like.
yeah.
Even though I'm the baby.
So I've always loved that.
Gosh.
However, when Moyo does do her confrontation, oftentimes it feels like your feelings aren't considered or
Uh-huh.
taken into
Yeah.
that. So like, yes, the approach is
Very
direct, but it's like, well, there goes the knife into my heart.
Yeah.
Like, so now I don't want to open up because I feel like I'm hurt. I mean, I
I feel like that's part of it though. Like, no matter how it is when you're confronted, it's like you're not. At some way, you're gonna feel like your feelings aren't like
no,
completely in their head. You know what I mean?
yeah. I mean, but it's just
Yeah, I know
an
what you mean.
approach.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, because like I know when I approach people, when I do have to have like confrontation, like especially at work, that's always like, let me try and I say things in a specific way so that you guys can still
Yeah.
feel like you can say or like
You
the
always end on a
doors
positive note
open.
somehow.
Yeah. But that's just how I am.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a very positive person. I try to avoid negative, but yeah, I go there if I need to, but it's not an often thing.
That's how I am. Like, I don't like, if I am confrontational, it's like, I want to make it like, we can improve on this. It's not like, oh, I hate you now, like type of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you mention the least favorite part?
Okay.
Oh, you just did the
Yeah.
confrontational part.
And Jess has always just been great to me.
Yeah.
Like I've always been able to relate
There's no
to
flaws.
Jess. I didn't say that. Like I've always been able to relate to Jess. Like, and I feel like it's not that we're similar. I mean, she's
Yeah.
very similar to John, and I always appreciate that. So like, I can understand the things that she goes through in my head. I think I
Yeah.
understand them well.
Do you think he understands? Like,
I definitely think he understands better now.
uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's also a time thing, like, you know.
I mean, being with John, it helps me to unravel. But what I dislike, Jess be mad at me, and I know Jess be mad at me, but I never know why Jess is mad at me.
So then that we need her to be the mediator
so
and
then
figure it
she's
out.
the mediator. Because then I'll just be like, well, Jess is mad at me, and
Yeah.
then I'm like, well, then I just keep on going.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's my.
I think that's also like how you grow up with friends. Because I know with like my friend group, like we have always been like this. Like we rarely have issues with each other. It's so rare. But if there's an issue, we're so quick to have like a civil conversation about it. There is no like ignoring the other person and all that. We just like confront it. And I think that has been like that's the reason we have stayed a friend group for so
Yeah.
long. Because we really just like don't want bad vibes. Like we just want to
Yeah.
keep it nice. And we're like we make it so it's like we address the issue like quick. But yeah, you want to say your favorite and least favorite thing about me?
Oh, dang, curveball. You
I didn't know how to
are-
segue into it.
You are very passionate, and I think that you have such intuition. That is like you're very connected to, I think, people. I mean, you're connected to yourself, like you know yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Your music, and I think that it obviously shows. Like in the last episode, it poured out of you. It like radiated out of you, very easily, and I think that is like a very big trait and like the best thing about you.
Thank you.
And
And now,
I don't know. I mean, you be irky to me, but
what do you mean, irky?
just be irky. I think that sometimes you might be. Which one do I want to use?
Not you having a list.
Like,
Which one is crazy, Sean?
which one do I want to use? Okay. We've talked about this before,
Yeah.
where I was like, "Are you being vain right now?"
Oh, okay. I know what you mean.
Whereas, like, is this the thing that matters the most?
Oh, is it like the one situation where I was dealing with a person and it's like,
Yes.
like I was, yes.
Yes.
I think I've definitely have grown past it a little bit. Like, okay, it looks like you don't agree.
Oh, no, I was just
because you
listening.
looked at me like,
I was just listening. And then I was also thinking. So like, there were just been times where I'm like, are these the traits that we want to, use?
Yeah.
Fully? Like, is this the thing that matters the most? Like, is it an appearance thing? Like,
Mhm.
or are you looking deeper within? Like, is it like which one is it? I mean, and whatever it is to you, it is what it is. But
Yeah, I think I've gotten, especially from like I know like the main situation you're talking about, and I feel like I've definitely have like I guess being younger and you're like fresher to like these situations, like it's so easy to be like try to be petty, but I've definitely like have had it like not a crazy amount of time, but time enough where I can look back and like be like, okay, Javi, you were being crazy. But yeah, I think like as time goes on, I feel like I will lose more of that. But
yeah, I'm sure.
I'm sure like it'll stay. But I feel like part of that like will still remain in you no matter what. Because like you see those like not so great traits of people. Like people will like get better at it, but like you will see hints of it.
Yeah.
Like,
I
as
mean,
they
but
grow
it doesn't mean that you can't constantly work on.
Oh yeah, no,
growth,
of course.
yeah, so.
I can. It also affects like their mindset, like how they view. This is such a big like combo.
I know. I'm sorry. Like, it is very.
But like, Yeah, because all they're good is like, this is like being vain. That's it. Like, I feel like people are not gonna like think this is like the same thing. People are gonna think like it's something completely different from what you mean by being.
I mean, it's like your music.
Yeah, but like, yeah, you be like, I do get that energy. Like, you be like saying like the whole music, but it's like at the same time, I have to be in some aspects. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean that's
Yeah,
perfectly
yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just
My mom be saying the same thing.
Yeah.
I can't look at myself in the mirror with my mom about my mom being like, you're so vain. Like,
like you just
like she don't be doing the same thing. Like, okay.
terrible. Don't be putting your mom on blast.
Nah, she'll be fine.
You got any more questions?
Oh, I gotta do my favorite thing and least
Oh,
favorite thing
shoot,
about
yeah,
you.
yeah. Oh shoot.
He don't know us.
Sean, you are so supportive of people being creative in their own ways, and it's like that's cool because like I feel like having it's almost like a big brother that like people need but don't have a lot of the time, and it's like people need that because some people are way too shy and never do that thing they want to do
Yeah.
or never explore that hobby that they want to explore. So that's like really cool, and it's almost like feeding into like delusion at times, but like. And it's not always delusion. My least favorite thing. I don't know. I don't want to say it like you don't got flaws.
No, I mean I do. I mean, it's hard because of our like.
It's hard because I'm just so perfect. Like I'm just like
No, it's hard because of the relationship that we had. Like
Yeah.
before, it's like a supervisor employee relationship,
Mhm.
but then it's like transforming into something else. I mean, or it's like the older brother, younger brother relationship.
I guess before your jokes like used to like bother me, but I think I've gotten to like know you enough where I'm like, he don't really mean it like that. Like he not like like low key he
Sarcastic.
does, but it's not like it's just
Yeah.
Sean. Like that's just
That's
who he
my
is.
sarcasm. My sarcasm comes off strong.
No, I remember with that lesbian haircut. Like I was like, Sean, why? Like the thing was, you were the first person to say that, right? Which is it shouldn't have been because you know how many people saw it before you. I have people my age seeing it, and they're not over here making jokes like that. You
Sean.
being
I'm
way
sorry.
more grown than the kids my age.
Sorry,
Looks at me, and goes.
You brought it up.
I didn't really bring it up. We just had a call at work. Like
It was a good
I turned on my camera. You see me, and you just start laughing.
It's because you prepped me. You filmed me before. Like
I did,
yes. You were like, just so you know, I got a haircut.
and this is how I was looking in the ground,
just like that.
like you can see I was upset, but I'm like laughing about it at the same time.
I stopped.
Like I'm
I
bummed
left you
out
alone for a little bit.
for a little bit.
Just for a little.
I don't think it lasted too long. You
It
just
did
went-
not last too long. I'm
You
sorry.
still bring it up to this day.
I know, only sometimes. Well, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have did that.
But nah, I'm fine with it now.
yeah, but
I guess
should've
that's
did
how,
it
like,
then.
I don't know. You're very like, you know how like friends will wait to be more like, I guess make more like harder jokes.
Oh,
But you don't wait. You're just like you're straight into it. Like
yeah.
I feel like you have like more in the vault though. Like you like, oh, I could have done worse.
Oh,
Yeah, I know. It was like, dang, like,
We always
dang, I
did.
thought I went soft. Like, but no, that definitely. I mean,
Why are they crying now?
it's definitely one to learn. Like, and like, shoot.
Were you like that as like a kid? Like
You should have
He
seen.
was like that in college.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was way worse. Like, I mean, we've said it plenty of times on the podcast. I've definitely toned down
Yeah.
way more than what I was, but it's a growing thing. I'm
Are you
still
like that with
learning.
your husband? Like
Yes, but John be firing right back too.
oh, okay.
Yes, John be.
So
putting
y'all
me in
both
check.
sassy about it. Y'all going
Yeah.
right back
John
to
be checking me, so I'd be like, nah, before I get my hand slapped. 'Cause he be firing too.
That's good though, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely balanced me out.
Yeah.
Way more. I mean, they know. Like from college to now, I think I'm way more toned down than I used to be.
Yeah.
I was
I don't know. I can imagine being a college kid. Like,
oof, cringe. Yeah.
no, I can
But-
imagine because you got the confidence, you got swagger. You feeling young. You feel like,
Sorry.
Well, no,
He
I'm not
liked
saying.
your head.
I'm
He
just saying in
wasn't there.
general. I was saying in general.
This was the truth.
It wasn't, but okay.
I'm
In
just saying. You got,
college?
like in college, you
What
probably
Sean
got more
say?
confidence.
I think so.
Don't let him lie to you.
Like if there's a time and place, like not that there is ever one to be an a-hole, like
Yeah.
is high school to college. Like
Yeah.
Yeah, you might as well be. Be fearless before life really starts
I'm sure.
punching you down.
And I was.
I think you weren't fully yourself in college to some degree.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
the confidence I don't think was all the way there.
Yeah. I mean, there was a lot of hiding and stuff in college. I mean, I wasn't out in college, so that plays its roles.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I can't imagine that side of you. Like I feel like that. Like when you guys knew him, was he like very different? Like being hidden?
I feel like because I knew the hidden.
Oh, but
part.
you knew. Okay.
Yeah, I told Jess.
Well,
Yeah.
but no, you were still discovering yourself. Like you didn't know.
I mean, but I also didn't know all of like
They still finding stuff out today.
Listen,
So,
The stuff I'd be.
like, never.
Like this man, he hid a lot. He hid a lot from a lot of people. Like, which I mean, I get it. I get it. It's a personal journey as well. So I don't know. I don't fault him for it. I just like okay, well.
Yeah, no, he be telling me stories. I'm like, is my life boring? Like, it'd be crazy. I'm like,
I don't think. Whatever.
no, you say that, but I'm like, Sean, you got a lot of stories under your belt. Like,
Probably.
Sean
you
has a
had your
different
fun.
life. I feel like I don't. Well, I don't know. Maybe I only have stories because I tried different things.
I don't. I think the stories is just there. They just.
No.
They are. They're just mild stories.
Mild.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah.
I don't got no stories like that.
You're also,
Okay, maybe I do, but I just like keep it hidden. But like,
because the stories that you would like, the stories that you don't have. I made these stories when I was your age.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're just starting. You're gonna by
Yes,
the time
like-
you're our age, you will have stories. Because I feel like a lot of my stories also happened like later half before I even turned 30.
okay,
Yeah.
Before I even turned 30.
Well, mine were before that, but
Yeah.
that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Though.
Yeah, I think it's also different for people. Like I didn't have a lot of experiences before college, and then even after college, like there's still more experiences to have. Like once I moved out of my parents' house, I
Yeah.
had more experiences. So I think it varies. Like there are people who have a lot of experience. Like
Mhm.
his high school experience was nothing like my high school experience. I was a kid that lived in the middle of nowhere, so I did not go to parties. I did
Okay.
not, go out. Like the most fun I had
Oh, I
in
did.
high school was probably when I went on a trip with my friends for school, and my mom was on the trip. We went to France. Like
oh.
Wait, but
It
y'all
was
went to the
fun.
same high school?
no,
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Oh, but you guys did.
Yeah,
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
no, they went to rival high schools.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was way down in the south.
So, what point did you guys meet?
College.
Like, when did you
College.
come up?
Yeah, my
So you went to
high school
UMBC?
friend, yeah, my high school friend was his roommate.
Wait, did you go to UMBC because of the high school friend?
No. I went to UMBC because it was a compromise with my parents, and it was a smart school.
Yeah.
Little shade to
Was it-
University of Maryland.
Right.
Did UMBC like compete with UMD back then? Like in terms of how fun it was? Like,
I
No.
don't think we competed as far as like fun.
No.
I think as far as like
because UMBC is just known to be boring. Like the campus
people
is.
say that, and I always say like it's because you didn't know the right people.
Right. I was like, we
had
had
a lot of fun.
we did.
Yeah.
We had a good time.
Yeah, even on campus, we had a lot of fun. It's just like
Yeah.
people don't know how to be fun. It's unfortunate.
Well, I also wasn't on campus, so I can't speak
Sure.
too much.
Yeah, the
but
commuter life is definitely
It's
It's
definitely
different.
different than
Yeah.
living on campus.
it's also like the stories I hear, like from both places. Like I hear stuff from university, like, and like all these people go to University of Maryland. I'm like,
Yeah,
oh,
dude.
okay.
Yeah, I mean it's a big school too.
Yeah, I could have gone to the University of Maryland, but it was more like I got a scholarship from UMBC, so it's like I might as well. But you know, I wouldn't have dormed anyways. It still would have probably been the same situation.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you make it.
Yeah.
That's honestly what I mean. It's the whole college experience.
I
Definitely.
think it's also
You
being a
make it.
computer science major. It's like,
Oh yeah, yeah. If you y'all y'all be locked away, tucked away, because y'all.
yeah, no, I'm like, I looked at like most of the kids in my room and like, they are going to be working on this for 2 weeks nonstop. Like it's the love of their life, and like they, you know, that's what they do, and they like doing that, and you know, that's not me.
Friends in different majors. Like it's helpful to have friends in the same major, but you also have to have friends that like different majors, because then you get a little different perspective of like what else is out there, what else is going on. Like, yeah, I think that definitely.
I think I need a mix of like business and like IT, because I feel like
we were
computer science was all on the way in the right. Like I needed something like, you know, boom.
Yeah.
Because then I had a mix of people. Like, I guess describing it is like, in high school, I enjoyed being in AP classes, but it was with people that were cool. You know what I mean? So it was like, when I mean cool, I don't want to like, I guess it's just people that are like social, or like, you know, just social. I don't know. I need that social part to feel.
Yeah, you might not get that with computer science.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I didn't really get that part with like computer science. It wasn't.
Yeah.
Every conversation was awkward.
We also took a lot of different classes, because like when I wasn't taking like, I didn't do computer science because it was too intense. So I did information systems, which it was intense enough for me. But I did like a lot of like different classes. So I did like the dance classes. I did gender and women's studies classes.
Yeah, the electives were
always what I tried to go as far out there as I could. I told you about the World of Music's class. Like, I love that class. Yeah. It was a really, really fun class because you got to see a lot of like, you got to get exposure to a lot of different things, and then also different people. So yeah, my electives, I always went as far left as I could. Yeah.
I'm trying to think what would have been my favorite class. I don't know. It's just also like the classes I feel like I never talked to people. I don't know. I was very like
to yourself.
Yeah.
I was very to myself, but I also think that's part of being the first semester there. Oh, yeah. Like I was just, you know, doing my own thing, and I don't know. It's also like, I guess when I was starting music, I was like, I don't want people to know about me. Like, in the waves, like people are gonna find this like absurd, like, and think I'm like a cornball, right? Like that was the type of like how I felt, and then it was like also like, yeah, I'm just not gonna talk to people and do my own thing.
UMBC was the school for cornballs.
I was gonna say, I feel like we had a lot of musicians. They had shows at school. My cousin used to sing in the commons, and she had a little
sing
band
in the commons.
Yeah, because they had that stage. Yeah, they had a stage in the commons where people would come and perform.
That's where we watched the World Cup.
Yeah. So they used to do performances up there, and people would just randomly be like, "Oh, you sing?" It's like, wow, okay. Just met a bunch of people who just did music and did
people do be doing that. I forget that. Like college tours are the thing, which I've definitely been talked to me about, but I just be forgetting. Like, because I guess I also never had that experience of like being at a college seeing a show.
Yeah.
But that's especially when you're like a small artist like me. Like that's like you. Like that's things you do, but like to me, it's weird because I've never like I grew up with strict parents and I didn't go to concerts a lot, and you know concerts for me were just like it was like odd, and to me it's always been like a scary thing of like because I listen to a lot of music that like I know people aren't gonna come with me for, so it's like I'm gonna have to park somewhere in Washington D.C., walk by myself, and it's gonna be like 11 o'clock at night when I come out, so you know.
Yeah, that's a whole.
That's actually when I started going to concerts. Was when I was in college. Cause same, like my parents were very strict. So if I liked an artist, let alone let them not be like a Christian music.
Yeah,
artist,
no, that's how it
be. Absolutely. Not. So yeah, like I think my first concert, I might have found one other person that liked the same song. Yeah. And we went, and I was like, oh, I like this, and then I just started finding at least one person or going by myself. Like I think before the pandemic, I went to one concert by myself,
Uh-huh.
and I saw people I knew there.
Mhm.
It took this one older friend of mine. She's still really cool. I'm glad she told me about this and was like willing to invite me. Like it was this one concert at the Fillmore, and like I just like and the thing like it was such a good first experience because it was like all the energy the concert I was telling you about, and everybody was moshing to this guy,
Yeah.
and it was just like a room full of energy. I'm like, whoa, like this is really cool. This is not boring. This is not us just standing listening to
Yeah.
music.
Yeah.
Because that's what you kind of just
It's a
think in your
different
head.
vibe.
You think it's just like, we're gonna sit here.
Yeah. Nah, like it was really cool. And then I started going to more like that. But it's always been like bigger artists. I don't know, like I don't think I've had the chance to really see an artist like small. Like I wish I could go back in time and see this artist because there's artists where I'm like I like their older music a lot. I wish I could have seen this because it's like those intimate venues. I'm like I think I'm at a point where I'm probably gonna enjoy it the most and onward for like a few years, and then if God wills it, and like it becomes like a bigger thing where I'm doing stadiums and like whatnot, like it could be like I feel like it'd be less intimate, and I really do like enjoy like being like it's like the artist is like 5 feet away from me, like that's so cool.
Yeah.
And then to see them blow up even farther after that, it's like, well, you didn't see them.
Yeah,
like you weren't this close to
very
him.
much
Like,
that hipster. I'm just like, well, you didn't see them when they were like in a basement.
Yeah.
It was just like this small room, or they were in a subsection of like a huge venue because they didn't have a huge
Yeah.
crowd. Yeah. I'm very much
like I feel like I'd enjoy that more. Like, and I'm trying to get more comfortable with idea of doing it. It's more like money as well. It's like
yeah.
I'm really spending like this to do that
I missed them
on a Wednesday night type of thing. But I can't complain because that's what my concert is. So
I mean, people go.
Yeah.
no, that's what surprises me. I guess like
Yeah.
I guess in my head is like having like parents that didn't really let me do that growing up.
Mhm.
It was like y'all parents really let y'all go out on Wednesday night like this and come back home at like 11. It's like okay,
They do. Some people's do.
yeah. Well, it took. I know I had to sneak out a few times. And, yeah.
After dark. Thanks again for being on this episode, Javi. Really
for having me.
appreciate it. Yeah. I mean, anybody else?
Tell the people where they can find you.
Oh, I'm Javi Vera on all platforms. That's JAVI space VERA. I'm on all platforms. The only socials I have are just Instagram. I don't even use Twitter. It's just Instagram. No Facebook, just Instagram. But yeah.
Yeah. All right. So remember to like, subscribe, comment, share, tell a friend, phone an enemy. I don't know.
Subscribe.
Right.
Subscribe.
All right. See y'all later.
Thanks for watching.
Bye.
Bye.
Love y'all.